Right, Ledgers, welcome to the crypto market review. So, just to clarify what I said on Twitter, I'll do a review on it. Okay, so looking at the quarterly charts, right, we can see we've had small body candle, and currently it's just the new quarter. We're 20 days into the new quarter, October, November, December. It's a small body. Now, as it stands, we are below the quarterly open and the monthly open. So, like I said, for me to get bullish, obviously, first sign of bullishness is you want to see it go to the above the open, cleanly above the open. Now, from the quarterly, you can't gain too much. Okay, it's not really saying too much other than okay, we're below the quarterly open. We'll go to the lower time frame. Let's see what that's saying. So we'll go to the monthly. Okay, what's the monthly saying? So on the monthly, we can see it's bearish. It's below the monthly open. Okay, and if it was to go to the downside, where would it go? Well, it's clear we got nice lows resting here. We've got a bit of a void to fill in. Okay, well, not too much just yet. If I was to say, if someone was to ask me, okay, at which point would I get full on bullish the monthly open? Well, if it was to smash above last month's high, okay, and it just traded the monthly charts on its own, that's what I would go for. But again, short term, that doesn't give me much. Let's go to the weekly. Now this gets a bit interesting, okay. So if you look at the weekly, right, I previously, if you watched my previous crypto review on YouTube channel, I spoke about this level here, okay, the 6800 level. Now we'll get to that on the daily, it'll make more sense. But if you look on the weekly, what we're really doing is okay, we're what's holding the market. What's holding the market is this block here, okay. And I spoke about a clean break below this, looking for a retest of the 6800. I'm looking for it to roll over. But if we look closer, look what's really happened. Okay, now obviously on the exchange, like Bitfinex got a massive spike, but fuck all of that. Let's focus on this chart alone. What have we really done? We've taken out this weekly high here, that weekly high there, that weekly high there. Now keep in mind the overall context of the picture, okay? The overall context is saying as long as we're below this level here, we're probably going to roll over. Now usually before a large move, okay, before a move in one direction, you usually get the move in the opposite direction first, okay. You see it in FX all the time. If you're new to the markets, you won't have a clue what the fuck I'm on about. So in that situation, shut the fuck up, okay. I'll let someone that's with some experience talk. But anyways, we can clearly see what's happened, and the fact that what would get me bullish, okay, or what would have me bullish was would have been if I'd taken these stocks but then stayed above it, because a sign of a stop run or a liquidity run would have been okay, a raid over level and then rejection, and that's what we're getting. Keep in mind we're coming off that key resistance level. This has all the hallmarks of a bearish, more downside, and keeping in fact that we've had such small body candles. Looking at this small body, small body, small body, small body, usually means that we're going to get a large body candle and expansion. Question is which direction do we get it in? So breaking down from the quarterly, monthly, weekly, we're on the first two quarterly and monthly we're below the open, okay, and the weekly, okay, we're starting to make our way down now after that. So let's get a clearer picture, okay. Clear picture for me right now, because this is still an immature market, not much data to work with, okay. Let's go to the daily. The daily is much clearer. So if it was to go lower, I'll have to say, okay, where's the magnet for price? Okay, if I'm gonna go for downside, where would be the magnet for price? It would be this blue box here. Okay, why that blue box is because this was the down move that caused the move up, found support there, broke below it, it found resistance within the halfway point, and then it smashed above it. Okay, yes, this whole down move as well, but this is the pivot within this whole block here. So this would be an objective to reach for, and an objective that hadn't been tested before. And following price action, price usually does, no matter what asset class you trade, it doesn't matter. It says Bitcoin here, it doesn't matter. This could be Euro USD, this could be dollar yen, this could be gold, it doesn't matter. Market likes to fill in inefficiencies, okay, voids left in the market, which is here. Okay, so if you're a pure price action trader, you'll understand this. This is fundamentals aside. Fuck fundamentals for a second. I don't look at that. Okay, so we got this void to fill in. We got that high to reach for, okay, because it's a resistance level. Resistance does tend to find support. Question is how deep does it go? And this is the level I'll keep my eye on, okay. Now that's target wise, okay. Now what's the importance of this blue line? I've spoken on it before, but I'll repeat it. If you look at this blue line, right, it's acting as a pivot, isn't it? Where it came down here previously, it hit it, it broke it, closed above it, it broke it again, and as soon as it closed above it, look at that, we had a move up. It tried to deviate it again a couple of times here, but failed. Okay, and then once it made this clear move above it, it pushed up. Here, clean break below it, retests it, sells off. Retests it, sell off. The moment it makes a clean break above it, it pushes up. Again, you can see the same thing happening over and over. This time, it's unable to make that move up, and this time, what will keeps me towards the bearish side is the fact that we've taken out the stop but then rejected, and again, that 6800 level has proven itself again. Okay, so I'm going to speak about the opposite direction first for a bullish. Obviously, it's clear if it makes a clean break above it, just like it did previously, at that point I will go bullish. As long as below this, the flow, in my opinion, would be towards the bearish side. And I'm not saying it because I'm sure or whatever. It's because market's telling you this: clean break, push up, clean break above it, push up. You can see the pattern. Okay, so what's different about this time? Well, this time what we've done is we've taken out the liquidity to the upside, from the upside, and broken below it. Now let's go to the 4 hour. So I know my target gonna be these lows, and whoever's saying to you, oh, it keeps coming to this 6k level and rejecting. If you know markets long enough, if a market keeps coming to a specific level, that usually means that's weakening. It's building liquidity, it's building the confidence of those buyers, and then eventually it's going to be easy liquidity to take. Okay, and that's what it normally means. You look at the FX markets, you see the same thing. You look at any market, it's the same thing. Okay, so let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, on the 4 hour, okay, I spoke previously, well, to a few guys anyway. I spoke about this move here, and I spoke about this move. Now, when you get spikes in the market, they are usually anomalies. Okay, anomalies, in the sense where this sort of price action that doesn't usually happen. So let's talk about this. When this move happened, okay, I spoke about this and I said, okay, when this happened, we ignore this because it's an anomaly. It doesn't usually happen. And we focus on the levels that, imagine this isn't there. What level would you focus on? It would be around this level here. Respected it, rallied up. Respected it, rallied up. Okay, ignoring this. Again, this move here is an anomaly. Okay, it's an anomaly of price, so I'm ignoring this right now. I'm not ignoring the fact that it's happened already, and yes, you have target, in the sense of when I'm analyzing the charts, these moves don't usually happen. Okay, so if we look right now, and if we take that example, if I go back to the 4 hour, we can see the 4 hour block being respected. Okay, so if I mark this out, you can clearly see this H4 block's been respected, whereas we fill the void in. Okay, and this proves as well where the moment it closed back within it first and foremost, and then once it got back to, once price settled down, continued its normal thing, it hit that as resistance, uh, broke down, and then one more pull up, and then it made a breakdown. Okay, so so that means if I'm going to short it, at what point would I feel confident on my where would I put my risk? Well, as long as this hasn't been taken, I'm looking for shorts in the market. Okay, now if this was to be taken, then short term I would switch my bias. Short term, ignoring this. Okay, ignoring that, where will be the targets? The targets would be these highs here. Okay, and the magnet is obviously the 6800 level. That's if this broke. Okay, and that's at that point I would switch my buy short term. Now at that point I would close my position unless it made a clean smash through this level. If it makes a clean smash through this level, then I can get into swing trade mode, and that's what I've spoken about on the daily close above. Then I'll be targeting higher prices. Okay, now as long as that holds, then the stance is still bearish. Okay, so let's see, do we have a range that I can work within to break price action down further? Well, yes, I do. Okay, so what I've got is I've got this high here. Okay, so I'll mark that out. I've got that high there, and I've got this low here. Now, what confirms these levels is the fact that when we can see we got this low here. What confirmed this low is try to break it, fail. Try to break it, fail. Support, support. This is the level they can't break. What confirmed this as a resistance level. Try to break it, failed. Try to break again, failed. Try to break again, failed. Okay, so a clear move would be okay. A range breakout. So if it's going to break down to the downside, what would be my objective? I've got a clear objective to reach for, which would be a gap fill. Okay, first looking at conservative targets. Okay, not look for massive targets, just short-term targets. It would be here. Okay, if it broke below here, then obviously we've got this to fill in. But if it took out this low, then most likely, if it doesn't swing fail it's going to be these lows here then. Okay, so question is, how do I enter? Well, if I'm keeping a bearish bias, and if I wanted to short the market, I can short it with a stop loss there and target there. That's if I didn't give a fuck about where my stop loss was. Is it giving me a decent risk to reward? Well, it's not too bad. Okay, it's 1 to 1. Is it solid? Yes, it is. Okay, now if I want to tighten shit up, okay, Well, let's look at how I would approach this, and let's look at where the breakers are, where the pivots are. Okay, we can clearly see we had a run up here. We took out these highs here. Okay, what caused that move up? Well, it was this down move here. Okay, I'm including the whole move. This whole down move, okay, pushed the market up. If it was good, it should have found support, found a bit of support here, then it broke it, but then rejected. Consolidated, then it made a clean breakout. So what I would be looking for would be a push up into there. If they were buying here previously, they should be selling here. So I'm not gonna just blindly sell it. I know there's gonna be short-term liquidity resting there. If I get a breakdown, what is that breakdown? Lower lows and lower highs. Okay, breaking market structure. Okay, if I get that, then I'll be on for the target, short-term target anyway. This void fill. Okay, and going down to further targets. Okay, with my bias in mind, it would be this range low here. Now if you made a clean break of the range low, then I'll be targeting here. Okay, that is my Bitcoin breakdown. So at this point, what level do I not want to get seen taken on a shorter time scale? It would be this. Reason why is because we've already pushed up, taken other stops, and made a new low, i.e. intraday short term low by taking out these lows. Now if it's going to push back up and then take out these highs again, there's only two. It means two things. One, I'm wrong. Okay, or two is swing failure. So if I get stopped out, then that means I can just get back in again and say that sometimes happens. You don't know when market's going to give you a swing failure, or when it's going to give you stop run. But if I want a hard stop as to where I'm completely wrong, I believe it's going to be this level there. Okay, so that's my bias. Look for that breakdown. Forget that. Target one, a clean break of this range low. That means we're breaking out of one consolidation and we're looking to expand. Interpret what he's saying to you. Break out of consolidation, ready for expansion. If I get weakness from there, then it's going to be there. Then we'll have to see what happens after that. Okay. At that point, nobody knows for sure. Is it going to expand all the way to the downside and take out these lows? In my opinion, I think we would. But you can always get back on board later on. At which point would I get on board later on? If I was to say, oh, well, I'm taking my profits here. Well, if I was to break this market down, I can see, well, if they were buying here previously, okay, I could say, well, I'm shorting it, target there. I could get out, or unless he makes a clean smash through. If he makes a clean smash through, then I'm looking for, if they were buying here previously, what they're going to be doing. They're going to be looking to sell. And then I can aim for lower targets, okay? And that's what I'm looking for Bitcoin. And that's my view.